Good evening. I'd like to open the meeting of the Finance Committee. Serving on the committee with myself as chair, Council Gould, Council Manning Martin, Council McGinn, and Council Rosignol. Any other councils are welcome to join in as well. We have only one item on the agenda tonight, which is that in itself is a major accomplishment. The adoption of GL Chapter 44, Section 53F and 3/4, access and cable-related fund. Kind of an interesting topic after my experience this week with the cable company. So I won't hold that against you, though. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, good evening, Council. I'm here really just more on a housekeeping matter. There was a change in the law last year which required cities and towns to designate a specific fund for revenue obtained through cable licenses. As you're aware, we've had a long-term cable license with Comcast, and now we have just recently we've initiated and signed a RCN cable franchise contract. So the law change, which I think was generated because of just efforts at more transparency, which always makes sense to me, that we require a specific fund for the franchise fee and for any capital request fee to go into a specific fund that is held by the City of Peabody in a separate fund. Any interest generated would go into our general fund, but that would be a specific fund that any payments out of would have to come back to the City Council for votes. So I think the appropriate action is to adopt Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53F3/4. Again, that would be for all monies received by the city for franchise fees. Typically, the two franchise fees that we have signed both require 5% of all gross revenue to come to the City of Peabody to be put into this fund, as well as 0.75% that would go into capital requests. That's specifically for PEG access and for technology that we want to invest as a city. PEG access means public, educational, and governmental access. That's our local access channels that we all know. That's run by PAT, Peabody Access Telecommunications, and it is channels 8, 9, and 10, I believe, right now. Those are typically the majority of those funds go to that support of their program, support of PEG access, and also for technology that has gone into our city. We're looking at potential fiber loop that we're looking at hopefully in the very near future. That's typically where the money goes. But all of that would have to come to you for votes moving forward. Here to answer any questions, as well as our Finance Director, Mike Gingras, on this. But this did change last year, which required cities and towns to move forward in this manner. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilors, any questions? I see no questions. I actually wanted to, because I'm the one who wanted to put it back into the Finance Committee, just to give you a bit of an update. I was able to, because we had received it kind of last minute, I wasn't able to really look into it. I was able to review the law pretty much in its entirety, and my concern was that the opposite effect might have been that we didn't see. But with the provisions that are provided in that, I concur with the mayor. It basically provides us with a lot of transparency and doesn't blend the funds in the general fund, which forces a situation where if they were ever wanted to be used for anything else, they would have to be voted out by the council on a 2/3 majority vote. So I think it's a good action to follow. So with that, I'll take a recommendation. Councilman McGinn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would move that the City of Peabody accept GL Chapter 44, 53 and 3/4, which establishes a special revenue fund known as the PEG Access and Cable-Related Fund to reserve cable franchise fees and other cable-related revenues for appropriation to support PEG access services and oversight and renewal of the cable franchise agreement, the fund to begin operation for fiscal year 2020, which begins July 1, 2019. So moved.
You've heard the motion by Councilor McGinn. Do I see any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Councilors McGinn,
Yes.
Rozignol,
Yes.
Manning Martin,
Yes.
Gould, Gravel.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Thank you, council.
So moved.